As the days go on, Collective Shout is just more and more fun. And I love it. I love to see it. It's amazing. They took a step too far. They stepped over the line. And you know what they found? That over that line, there was a cliff that they couldn't see, and they fell off it. Collective Shout's $500,000 censorship scam exposed. Tell us about it, Smash JT.
I had a number of people reach out to me over the past 3 or 4 days, and I've actually used that time to compile a lot of information for this story that I'm going to be talking about today. And it is not just me. This was very much a
Is that a gremlin behind him?
Community effort, and lots of effort of people that don't want to be named. They just wanted to share information, provide links, and research that they've done on this because they want to contribute, but they don't want their name associated with this because they just don't want a part of it. So shout out to all the anonymous people that were reaching out to me with this information, because holy crap, it's a lot that we're going to go through. I posted on X, Smashers Early Access, Collective Shout, the quote-unquote charity that turned censorship into a business model.
Oh, and you don't say. Yeah, the thing that we've all been saying was true is actually true.
SAT.com for the article that was
it's
written
just
up
all
in
for money
with these other people. A deep dive into this quote-unquote.
This is people's jobs, and they don't want to lose their jobs, so they have to keep this going perpetually.
Charity. If you've been following the recent purge of adult games from Steam and itch, you, like many others lately, have heard about Collective Shout. They brand themselves as a grassroots charity challenging objectification. Yet their campaigns help trigger payment processor pressure that nuked thousands of pages of legal content.
By the way, they are based in Australia, and they affected payment processors that are based in the United States.
And blindsided devs who were never
illegal.
made anything illegal.
Yeah, actually what they did was illegal.
From where I'm sitting, the entire situation is sketchy as fuck. This all began when an anonymous tipster sent me an email from Collective Shout redirecting to their website, begging people for money. And that is a story I covered the other day on this channel that I still can't believe they put out there, asking people for.
Yeah, it wasn't even really that they were begging for money either. It was almost like a call to arms. Like, you have to give us money so we can fight this war.
For thousands of dollars to continue this grift that they're running. The grift was on, and I had to dig further. Since then, even more people have come forward behind the scenes to me.
This is a real grift. These are real grifters. This is what real grifting looks like. People who call people like me, people like Smash JT, grifters, are fucking retarded.
And have worked together, and
they don't know what words
any
mean.
Acknowledgement or credit. They only want people to know just how evil this group of twisted feminists really are, to get the truth out there. And yikes, we got some details on this charity, guys, and it is it's curious. If I were to tell you that Collective Shout was bringing in revenue nearly $500,000 a year, would you be surprised? Because I was.
No.
I looked at this on the surface.
Sounds about right.
This handful of ladies that just scream like banshees at
man, they're getting rich. They're making bank.
Everything they don't like that's not pushing women power forward. I would have said maybe they're making 10 to 20 grand a year. Maybe, and that's really pushing it. Not $500,000. And this is a quote unquote charity that's been around for years now. They are a registered Australian charity.
They're a charity.
Must report annually.
They're a charity who's making government decisions. Okay.
And they got
how the fuck is that allowed?
They got all the information. All their ducks are in a row. I checked everything I could. I verified it with ChatGPT. I even put
an Australian charity is affecting payment processors, which are pretty much their own government, that are based in the United States. How the fuck, how did we get here? How is this happening? This is stupid. This is fucking retarded.
Put it in there. It says, does this look legit to you? They're like, yep, everything looks legit. The only thing ChatGPT came back with after going through all the charity stuff was they said they could have tied up a few of the loose ends when it came to the Melinda Tankard Reese and how Melinda has her own speaker organization agency that she runs herself. And I found this curious. Is she using Collective Shout to push her own brand forward? Or is she using her brand because she cares so much about women empowerment and just saving young girls that she really does want to go around speaking everywhere for it? So I dive into her profile.
Dude, these fucking activists who basically make activism their career, like, they just push for activism for more money. It's fucking, like, how is this allowed? I honestly think it should be illegal to make money off of activism at this point. Because what the fuck? How the fuck?
We find her own website, and she is...
Like, sure, you can be paid a minimum wage, or not minimum wage, a livable wage. But, like, you can't be making millions. Come on.
Writing about herself in the third person.
Or even hundreds of thousands in this case.
She is an author, speaker, and media commentator, blogger, advocate for women and girls. She is best known for her work addressing sexualization, objectification, harms of pornography, sexual exploitation, trafficking, and violence against women. Well, that all
and it's very vague.
All well and good, because all those things you could look at and be like, well, yeah, I don't want any of those happening to girls. We need to stop that kind of stuff. Until you realize her methods, where she will stop at nothing.
Yep. And the methods and what they decide fits this criteria.
For the greater good, the end result is, I don't care what we need to get banned. We need to protect these girls. Even if what we're banning does not directly impact them in some transcendental way, if it may somehow reach them somehow 20 years in the future, it needs to just not exist. This is her mentality. This is how she talks about things.
And you think that somebody who looks like that, somebody who acts like that, plays video games? Do you think so, really? And she's out here trying to get changes made to video games and the gaming culture.
This is on her actual YouTube channel called MTR with 21 subscribers.
I see the effect of this culture on our young people. I see the way that they get distorted ideas about their bodies, relationships, and sexuality. And what I want to do is try to help our kids to unpack and dissect and analyze those negative.
She sees video games as a thing for children. I guarantee it. She thinks that men who play video games are just giant babies.
Messages in the hope that they will.
She strikes me as that type of person. Them. She doesn't play video games.
What?
She has no idea what she's talking about. This is activism.
So she wants to rid the world of communication if it's not welcome communication.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a really hard time with that one. So people now need.
Yeah, and if you don't like it, Mr. Smash JT, then we could send you to get educated or re-educated, if you want to call it that.
To speak to people only how they want to be spoken to. Wow, this is...
Yep. And they'll teach you how to speak to them. They've got camps set up just for you that they'll force you to go to.
So you want to control how people are allowed to talk. Gotcha. Okay.
Yep. And think, not just talk, think.
I've had the great privilege of speaking to thousands of young people a year in schools all around the country.
I feel so bad for these kids. They must be rolling their eyes when someone like this comes in. Oh my God.
And I see the effect this message has on them. They're coming to me and saying, what can we do to help change this?
People like this being put up in schools, and schools being the way that they are, and wanting to put people in there like this is just another reason why I'm just like, nope, nope, homeschool your kids. This is fucking weird. This is fucked up. It's like when you bring politics to schools and like you're teaching kids about politics. Get the fuck out of here, man. That's brainwashing. You're trying to indoctrinate people's children.
I have girls writing to me.
What can we do to help change this? You've inspired me. How do we stop people saying mean things to me?
Saying that this message changed their life.
Yes, Melphis Guy, to be clear, she is a fan of cuties. Because according to this Melinda person, that was empowering to young girls. If you can make sense of that.
You want to know how you can stop people saying mean things to you if you don't like seeing mean things, hearing mean things said about you? Just learn to not care. That's the best advice that I could give you on that. Because people are going to leave hate comments. They're going to be mean to you. So it's better to just not care about it. And you see it and laugh at it or just not feel anything. Just move on because it's all fake. Means nothing. These people are sad in their lives. I don't know, man. I don't know. Just don't take the internet too seriously.
I'm all ears.
Lives that they decided to reject toxic messages.
I don't think that we all realized what is being fed to us every single day.
Yeah, if you don't notice the hate, then it's like it's not even there.
But as
I don't think we realize what's being fed to us every single day. So basically, you were living a normal life with people just being normal with you. And then someone came in and was like, what you're hearing is not normal. And that's not okay. And you need to stand up and speak out against it. And it's going to cause such backlash in this girl's life when she gets older, rejecting guys because that's not welcome advances to me because this Melinda girl said the way you talked to me wasn't okay. What?
Yeah, and it all came down to the parents and the schools for allowing shit like this to keep happening.
Melinda showed us these images, we were able to become aware of what the problem is and what we can do.
What's the problem? What's the real problem? I bet they wouldn't be able to tell you.
Notice they always say this.
They'll just repeat what she told them, right? They're not coming up with their own ideas. They're children. They're pretty good at repeating other people's ideas and not coming up with their own ideas. It's like what they do. That's why they're at school, by the way, because you're teaching them to repeat the things that you want them to learn. That's what schools do. So whenever you introduce this kind of shit, it's obvious what it's there for. To teach your kids this. To brainwash them.
We're now aware of what the problem is. Good. So you didn't even know there was a problem. But don't worry, because she's here to fix the problem you didn't even know you had. Notice the trend with this, by the way, with grifters. Oh, you got a problem. This is like snake oil salesman. I got the solution to fix the problem you didn't even know you had.
I want to look into this issue. I want to look into, is there really something wrong with you? Are you not good enough? Or are you absorbing a message from the world that you live in that is actually lying to you?
Just like,
I wonder how she makes money off of this. Does she get other people on board? Does she get other people involved? And does she make money off of those people getting involved? And if they get more people involved, do they make money off of that? You know, it's almost like she'd be at the top and then she's got this group of people underneath her and then got people underneath them. And it's just like this triangle of, what would you call that? What would you call that?
This is indoctrination
Almost
of
like a
kids, making them
pyramid.
feel like things are awful. Don't talk to kids like this. This is awful. This is like the opposite of empowerment.
See the way in which this particular subject has permeated in all aspects of our life was really, really well done. And I think all parents and all teachers should have an understanding of this.
Yikes.
When I think of Melinda Tankard-Reist, I think of three words: intelligent, passionate, and brilliant.
I'm pretty sure intelligent and brilliant are the same word.
She is simply without
We're not dealing with the brightest bulbs here, though. So
peer. You couldn't have a better communicator to young people on incredibly important topics.
In a society that
this person is an indoctrinator. That is like fucking evil.
Yep. Propagandist
To go into kids and start to try to
indoctrinator.
indoctrinate them. Like, yikes.
Profits from your self-doubt, liking
This lady is stealing the thoughts and ideas of your children,
yourself
and she's
is a
planting
rebellious
new ones
act.
in their head.
Yikes. Okay, so that's just a quick once over with this
Melinda Tankard Reich, more like.
Melinda Tankard. What we're dealing with this person that is, I believe, the founder of Collective Shout, or at least a part of Collective Shout, a very big part of it. So I went through the financial documents, and
Yeah, I think she's running a social media pyramid scam.
everything seemed to check out as far as their reporting. But like I said, one thing that was a little bit curious was the separation between her as a person using her name to be a speaker at events, selling her brand unrelated to Collective Shout. And it's a private commercial service promoted hand in hand by the same public figure who front runs charity campaigns.
It seems like in every aspect of her existence, she's making money off of all of this stuff. It really makes you think, is any of this real? Usually isn't whenever you got somebody like this who's making money off of the things that she's trying to change. And what happens when she does change it all? Does she just sit back, not make any more money, sit in her cardboard box on the streets, and she's happy about it? No. She is going to continue taking things down that she doesn't care about, that she knows other people care about, and it's going to cause a big stink online, and it's going to make her a whole bunch of money.
Be clear, on its own, it's not illegal. But if a charity pays a director, executive, or a related company for services that is a related party transaction, and for medium and large companies, which this is a medium, it must be disclosed in the ACNC reporting from the 2023 AIS period onward. Top of that, the ACNC also requires disclosure of key management personnel remuneration. Remuneration basically means payment or compensation for work or services. So in plain English, if the charity is routing money to MTR Pty Limited, which is her personal speaking company for speaking or consulting, that belongs in the notes. If there's nothing to disclose, the notes should still make that clear either way. The absence of a transaction is clearly declared when I went through the documents, which, to be fair, complies with the ACNC requirements. Like I said, I want to be fair with them with everything. I don't want to just attack. I want to make sure we get this right. So it's not legally non-compliant on that point. But the lack of any formal policy or process around related party dealings is worrying, especially given that the head of the charity, Melinda Tankard-Reese, also runs a separate for-profit entity, MTR Pty Limited, offering paid speaking services. For transparency and governance best practice, it's typically standard for charities to have a documented policy governing related party transactions, even if none occurred. Having none in place here feels like they hadn't even prepared for any overlap situation occurring ever, which is strange. I do wonder if there's any overlap between the two, because that's when you could start getting into the point of, okay, there's money being donated to Collective Shout, but she's using it to fly herself places or promote her own business to grow her own speaking business.
I guarantee
Because
you
at the
it's
end of the
happening.
day, narcissists are always the same. And it's their ultimate downfall, is they always want to benefit themselves. And she is using...
And it really seems like it. And like usually it is with these people that make money off of activism, that like make it their careers to be an activist.
Collective Shout, in my humble opinion, as a charity using censorship as a business model. There's a page on Collective Shout on their website where they go through like cheering on the companies that they've taken down, the products they've taken offline, the things that are no longer allowed to be sold. They take those as like victories, each one. And it's like, this is what motivates them.
Yep. Yeah. They're going to treat it like war. Then we're going to war.
waking up in the morning.
And, you know, this is a war right now. Right now, it's pretty much just the war between the people trying to censor us and censor platforms and everybody on the internet.
To censor things and then make money off of it by preaching about how it's a good thing. It's the wildest grift I think I've ever seen. Like, legitimately, they bully companies into bending the knee.
Which I honestly think might be a good thing after all, because it's freaking everybody out. And I think people are starting to look for alternatives. I am. I know I'm looking for alternatives. I know a few other people are looking for alternatives. I know a lot of people online are looking for alternatives, and a lot of people are posting a lot of videos about the alternatives. And I think we're about to enter an age of more choice. It might get a little out of control. There might be too many choices for a lot of different things again, just like how it's going right now with streaming services and like gaming services. Like you got EA, you got GOG, you got Epic, you got Steam, you got Blizzard, you know, Battle.net, whatever you want to call it. You got so many. It's gonna be the same with payment processors. It's probably even gonna be the same with like internet. There might end up being a whole bunch of different versions of the internet that all have their own things about them.
And when it works, they post it on their website saying, we were able to get this shut down. We were able to get this to be stopped being sold. We're able to censor this from happening. And because we're able to do these things, pay us money, donate, give us money, and do these more things. Continue the censorship. We will keep pushing forward and censoring more things into a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's surreal that it's even gotten this far. And I keep going back to the...
Yeah, it's how ironic, man, that they're trying to do all of this to censor our games, and it's just going to give us the ideas and the actual energy and the willpower to come up with alternatives so this doesn't happen again. That's all that's happening. That's what's happening right now. It feels bad right now, but I think that's where it's headed.
Where's the money coming from? Who's donating upwards of $500,000 to this group annually? And what
Leftist
the hell
freaks?
are they spending over $322,000 on every year? What? Are you flying
Campaigns.
first class? You flying private jets to your meetings?
Marketing
Like,
and
what?
campaigns, parties.
What the hell are you doing? Why does it cost money to send an email to cancel something? That's crazy to me. That's crazy. But yeah, that's the charity grift of Collective Shout and Melinda Tankard-Reese that I had not seen anyone dive into. I thought it was pretty important to actually get some background on that.
Yeah, I had no
I feel
idea.
like people are interested in the
Yep,
finances.
now I know a little bit more.
Of this grift.
The more you know, the
My
better.
goodness. It is at the end of the day a lot of money for a lot of nothing that they do.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, with that, I'll leave that there.
Yeah, I think that it's just creating the competition. That's all that this is doing. Whenever you get shitty like this, you know, whenever the enshittification gets into the top companies and they get a little bit too big for their britches, they think they can have total control and just make changes because governments can't stop them because they're bigger than the governments. But guess what? You'll never be bigger than the people. Even when you think you are, even when you think everybody has to use your service, we will find a way out if we're really tired of your bullshit. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell for all notifications.